Hey, Happy New Year, guys! Welcome back to Sunday Spinning Sunday. I'm Ryan. I wanted to talk about my favorite albums of 2015. I can't talk about everything I love about each album. Hopefully we'll all make an episode on the albums I haven't already done, and the albums that I have done, there'll be a link at the end of the video. Let's get to it! At number 10 we have Half Moon Run's Sun Leads Me On. This isn't even my album. This album is actually Mauricio's. They're a Canadian band, and he knew them back in Venezuela. Just a few weeks ago, we actually got to see them live here in London, Ontario, and it was an amazing concert. And I think it was that concert alone that helped push this album into the top 10 for me. At number 9, we have Coldplay's A Head Full of Dreams. It's a fun album. It's Chris Martin's recovery album that we kind of stated. We got Birds, Venture of a Lifetime, and Everglow. I think those are my top 3 on this album. This actually was our last episode. If you want to get our review on it, please go check that out. At number 8, we have Depression Cherry by Beach House. Before this album, I actually didn't know any Beach House, which I know that could be surprising to most. So my first exposure to the band is this album, and whoa, I could not believe my ears. My favorite song is Space Song. Blew me out of the water the first time I heard it. The cover here, it's like a little felt, making it the #1 album I've rubbed my face on. Wow. Sorry about that. And number 7, we have My Morning Jacket's The Waterfall. Now, My Morning Jacket's just one of my favorite bands. Like, I love Jim James and everything. I did an episode on them. It was one of my first solo videos, but I saw them live this year, touring this album, and wow. Such a good concert. Spring is one of my favorite songs. Really helped me get out of my little funk, got me out of my hibernation. And another favorite song on the album, which I thought they did amazing live, which I knew they would, was Tropics. Alrighty then. Number 6, we have the infamous Vinyl in a Tote. Let's take a look. Here we go. A lot of you may not know this band, but Other Lives, Rituals, and Abs for Peace did a remix of one of their songs on Tame Impala, the album that came before Rituals here. This is another concert I got to go to in 2015, and I picked up the album while I was at the concert, and the band actually signed the vinyl here. Look at that! It's just a beautiful piece of art. Look at that, with white vinyl. It's crazy. 2 of my favorite songs that made it off this album is Two Pyramids and Pattern. Go check those out. Amazing band, some of the best musicians I've ever seen live. Thanks for signing my album. And here we go. Here we go. We got number 5 coming up. Number 5. You ready? I don't think I'm ready. We're halfway. We're halfway. Number 5. We have, bam! Tame Impala's Currents. Beady, 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 beady. It just seems like an album I can put on at any time. And if you want to know more about this, please check out the link at the end of the video. But yeah, Tame Impala. What a sexy album. Cause I'm a Man and Let It Happen. Probably my 2 favorite on the album. I actually listened to Lonerism for the first time after Currents, and whoa. Now that album is a really good album. Now, number 4. I know a lot of you are not gonna agree or be happy about this one, but it means so much to us. So at number 4, we have Lana Del Rey's Honeymoon. It's just so beautiful. Wow. Look at those eyes. Look at those eyes. Like I said, that's just my favorite picture right there. My top songs would have to be Music to Watch Boys To and Terrence Loves You. They're just magnificent. For many reasons that I can't go into, it's one of my favorites. Love you, Lana. Okay, number 3. This is actually the last vinyl I bought of the year. Was this one? Bam! Father John Misty. I Love You, Honey Bear. There's so much to talk about in this album that I just don't have time. But I will say it probably has some of the most truthful yet relevant lyrics out there right now. I have to thank my friend Mitch for kind of making me stumble upon this one and saying how amazing it was. Top songs of the album. I don't know. I don't know if I can narrow it down. Definitely, I went to the store one day. Favorite song on the album right there. Ends it off. Boom. Great. Ideal Husband. Nothing good happens after the goddamn thirsty crow. I don't know why I have this accent. Holy shit. Holy shit. Holy shit is so good. Alright, moving on to number 2. So I mentioned this album before, and at the time it was my #1 album of the year. But now it's #2. And we're talking about Carrie and Lowell by Sufjan Stevens. Sufjan. Once again, I still have trouble pronouncing his name. Such a beautiful, delicate album, but yet so complex. Favorite song? 4th of July. Death with Dignity. The Only One. I Should Have Known Better. There you go. #2. Now, the album that I picked for #1, it surprised me. Kendrick Lamar's To Pimp a Butterfly. If there's one word to describe this album for me, is just shock. I grew up in a household where rap was not really allowed. You know, you can't have rap on in the house. But of course I developed a slight taste for rap. But this album, right here, it was more than just a rap album. It was a journey, it was a story, it was a message. When the album came out, it had such high reviews, I was wondering why people were calling this a masterpiece. When I listened to it, I didn't get it. I couldn't appreciate the whole story or the individual songs, really. But every time I listen to the album, I find something new. It's so complex. The way Kendrick paints stories and actually builds them on albums, it is a masterpiece. It's on a lot of people's top 10. It's a lot of people's #1 this year, and for good reason. I will be talking about more about this album and many of the others in my list in bigger detail if I haven't already done an episode on them. That is to come in 2016. So there you have it. Those are my favorite albums of 2015. Please tell me what you thought about my list and what albums am I missing? Comment in the section below. Happy New Year, everyone. I'm Ryan. This has been Sunday Spinning Sunday, and we'll see you later. Keep on spinning, guys.
Delta, where I can have my fun. I'm going to the Delta.
Drones.